he has a good tools to understand, good. Also Miskinchen Mena, he is also, yeah. But they use it in for other things. It is already running now. We read from Srila Vani. His Holiness Pujabhat Srila Goswami Maharaj. So the next sentence is, don't come to judge me. We go to judge in the case of others. Why should he receive all this mercy? He has got so many defects, so many disqualifications, an opposing attitude. So this is the attitude of materialistic people, or even materialistic devotees. Why should he receive enviousness there? He has no qualification, he has done some bad things or whatever. Why should he receive all this mercy? He has got so many defects, so many disqualifications, an opposing attitude. Why should he be accepted or given any chance? But we want mercy for ourselves. So don't come to judge me, because then I have no hope, my Lord. We have to always think like this. Don't come to judge me, because then I have no hope, my Lord, to attain your mercy. So true freedom, surrender to the truth, is real freedom. Serving various forms of mania is simply slavery. What is natural? Reality is for itself, and we are for Him. And to live according to this concrete fact is natural. But we have come to ignore what is concrete. That is our possession. We are part of the potency of the absolute whole. And we must submit to that. We must accept that in an unmiserly way. Then we will be free in our own possession, and otherwise we will fight with each other. When everyone has local interest, provincial interest, then there is a clash and fighting. Only accepting our proper position in the harmonious movement of the whole, the absolute, is freedom. So freedom means slavery, slavery to the absolute good, absolute knowledge, absolute judgment, absolute friendship, absolute love. We must surrender to that. That is our proper freedom. Der Hegelian, the German writer, philosopher, expressions that are very favorable for me. He says, die to live. And reality is by itself and for itself. These formulas are a good basis for Vaishnavism. So all these separate interests, provincial vision, or mundane conception of life, this is just producing war and all bad qualities. We will fight with each other when everyone has local interests, provincial interests. Then there is a clash in fighting. So only accepting our proper position in the harmonious movement of the whole, the Absolute, is freedom. So this means we have to, this mentality, this local interest, provincial interest, this has to die. We have to kick away. Freedom means slavery. Slavery means we acting according to the will of the Master. The absolute good, absolute knowledge, absolute judgment, absolute friendship, absolute love. Because we are part of Him and we are created for Him. So we must surrender to that. That is proper freedom. Otherwise we are slaves of our senses, of our lusty desires, of our desires to be God ourselves. We are the doers, we are the creators, we are the enjoyers. So, but the reality, God, Krishna, is by itself and for itself. So He creates for Himself to get an exchange, to get to perform different kind of pastimes. So, but for this, free will has to be given to the small parts, to us. And we have decided misused this freedom. So we want to become like God. We want to take the position of God. I am the enjoyer. I am the doer. It is all under my control. So that's because he took this from Hegel, German, I think it was German philosopher. Die to live. This mentality has to die. Because reality is by itself and for itself. So these formulas are a good basis of Vaishnavism. Did I explain it in a, you could understand, follow? So what is the first qualification? You want to say something?
No, I would say this reality is for itself and by itself. It's a very big...
It's very big?
Yeah, it's a very big meaning.
Yeah, yes.
Not easy to grasp.
It is. Yes, it depends where we are standing, you know. If you're very much rooted in this mundane conception here, it will be very hard to give up this this mentality, I am the doer, I am This is my country, this is my family, this is my whatever I have, money, my. This is not easy. But it took a long time that we come to this position where we are now. So we should not expect now to just jump out and understand immediately. We are not ready to. Why we cannot understand it is very simple. Because our world is very complicated. Every day we face obstacles. Every day the mind is attacking and pushing us. Hey, look, there's much to enjoy here. But what is the first qualification to understand this? Simplicity is the first qualification. If you are really simple or sincere, then automatically you cannot but come under the divine feet of Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya-dev. It is so plain and so unartificial. Love is a plain truth that should attract everyone, even more than general love. Divine love will attract all normal persons. It cannot but be. It is only necessary to be simple and unprejudiced. The antithesis is the only thing drawn us back from God. Otherwise, it will be found to be the plane of universal love. And universe does not mean to a particular part of the universe, but the whole. Love is coming from the Absolute. So simplicity and humility are very important. Now, how can you become humility? Not as a master. This is not possible if you want to be the best and you want to show up. I am big. We have to accept the position of the servant. Even, he says here, freedom means slavery. Slave. Slave means he does whatever his master wants him to do. Servant means it's the same. So this is the qualification. How we can become a member of the very confidential relation or part, that we can become a member of the transcendental plane. So where there is real love, real devotion, there is nothing can be, no cheating can be done there. No, the interest is always for the master. We always take the position of the attitude or the attitude that we are servants. And we are meant for his enjoyment. And this will be the perfect position. Because if Lord, who has created us, is satisfied, is pleased, automatically his servant will be also pleased, because we are part of him. This is something not easily to accept or to understand.
Is it because in the material world being a slave is
exactly opposite.
It's always very egoistic and exploiting.
Yeah. It is completely opposite, you know, because we want to be God, we want to act like Him. We become envious. Enviousness is one of the reasons why we are put in this situation of mortality. That means we take birth, we die. Everything is just like dreamlike. We're living in a bubble of illusion and think this is reality. At any moment it can be finished. Nothing you can take with you, nothing, everything is gone. This is reality. This is reality in this material world. But our relation to the eternal, the Creator, this is real. This is the real thing, because this is where we belong to. This is our home. So here we have our possession, and of every living being, of every soul. So if you want to stay, if you think you're attracted, attached to anyone in this material world, then you have to go back together. But the sender must be always the Lord. And we have to take the attitude as His servant, His slaves, let us say like this. And this, then there will be no death, no birth, no old age. And we will experience what real love means. Then we get the real, what we are experiencing here is only a shadow, temporary. In this material world, real love is not, because we have to always think, even if I think I now get the real thing, you have to give it up once. You cannot continue, you may next life again meet each other, but in another body. And the same story will go on. Is there such a fool in the midst of mortality in this world who will not worship He who even the immortal worship? It is a great wonder that there can be such a person who will avoid such worship just to undergo the mortal sufferings. This is for one devotee who has understood. It's very normal. For a materialistic person, it is very painful to hear. He will not be able to accept. So acharyas who are members of the divine brain. When I was in Vrindavan, I had the desire to meet a sadhu who was the most famous, respectable Siddha Babaji of that place. Siddha Babaji means he's fully realized. Siddha, he has all the mystic power, all. So in Vrindavan, he visited Vrindavan. He made this famous, respectable Siddha Babaji of that place. It was in Radhakund. I had the chance to stay with him for a few days, but my Srila Prabhupada, after he had circulated Brajamandala, means parikrama around Vrindavan, told me that he was a Kanishta Adhikari. What is meaning? Kanishta means a beginning, on the beginning stage. Neophyte. He explained that Babaji was just copying as a student what was known as sadhu practices. He was following the stereotypical direction. He was singing Krishna's name, doing Madhukari. Madhukari, anybody knows? He was living just on begging. Whatever he got during the day, he went from one house to another. Get a chapati here, to get a portion of rice there, something like this. He was singing Krishna's name, doing Madhukari, fasting, also reading Srimad Bhagavatam, and performing the various formal duties recommended to beginners. However, he was not getting in touch with anything alive, following the training path or phase path. So he had a strict sadhana program, followed very strictly, but he was not connection with the life, with the real life. He followed as we are following the daily routine of getting up, doing Mangali, chanting our rounds, and studying Bhagavatam and hearing the Harikatha. So Srila Prabhupada told this to Srila Maharaj, that he was a Kanishta, beginning. Even he did not see him, he could. Anyway, I had already gone to see that Babaji 2 or 3 times previously. I sat there silently. He had many disciples who respected him greatly, with 2 or 4 of them standing by his side. No one said anything to me, and he could not see that I belonged to Gaudiya Math. I did my best to understand him. On one occasion I saw him observing the holy day of Nishima Chadurmasi, and had begun a reading of Srimad Bhagavatam. He would recite and sometimes comment on various things. I kept my attention on these activities, movements, etc., while watching him as if I had seen Guru Maharaj showing me the nature of that Babaji. After 2 or 3 days, I reached the conclusion that man was doing his best to rise up from this plane. But our Guru Maharaj had descended from that plane and had a living program with the capacity to fill our lives. He did not belong to this world, but he had come from the spiritual world with some order. So our Guru Maharaj had come with something positive to give to the world. He had some order and plan to go and execute. But that Babaji was doing his best to follow what is recommended in the scriptures. So we can read about Rupa Sanatan and others and consequently have some idea of how to practice it. However, this will be a theoretical practice. It was recommended, let me practice all these things and then I will get the result as I desire. The one who follows in this way is a Kanishta Adhikari. Means materialistic devotee or bhakta. It means he needs to see the form of the Lord on the altar. Then, or the curtain opens, then he pays obeisances. But the pure devotees, they are so close to the Lord. It's open or not open, he is standing on the form in his external manifestation. Or not, he is much more close connected with him, wherever he may be. But the desired spiritual goal and positive result will come by working under the direction of Gurudev or Sadhu, who are already members of that divine plane. This will not be theoretical, but practical. The difference exists in practicality. In this way, I also came to the conclusion, which had already been confirmed by Guru Maharaj, that Babaji was a Kanishta Adhikari, means he was on the beginning level. He was going to attain this level. It was not like Prabhupada or most of the acharyas. They coming from the transcendental world. Here they have their duties. They are doing their service to the Supreme. They are actually never separated. Is on this point, is there anything you want to know?
But still, when one is not one starts from the beginning spiritual life and has to follow all these rules and regulations and slowly increase or advance.
Yeah.
You know, start on a higher platform as we are.
Yes. This is the beginning. This mentality will give us or qualifies us to go on. But if you think you're already on the level of Gurudev or real sadhus, and you speak on the same level, you want to tell them something, or you're talking about any material things. He will give his commentary to this as you want to hear it. But we cannot speak any, we will not get any benefit. Because we are very deep rooted in this mundane conception of life. I and my. So there's many stories telling this. Gaudiya Babaji, they visited him, they came from Kolkata, take darshan of him, and they just want to talk about politics with him. So he spoke to them about these things. Afterwards he complained to his disciple, Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta. Why they are asking only mundane? Why they are speaking only this mundane thing? Nobody asks question about Krishna. Nobody wants to hear about Krishna. And this made him sad, of course, you know. But this is a material world, and the pure devotees, they have to handle this, but they see it in a completely different way than we see it. For them, everything what happened here is just like dream. And they are always connected and always absorbed in the reality, means the real thing. They are always members of the transcendental world, where there is no birth, death, old age, and all these things. So this is what they are teaching us, and we can attain it under the guide of our Guru Maharaj. And when we are sincere, sincerity is, we have to become a slave. Like this mentality must be there, always. Not to be a slave of anyone here in this world, but be a slave of the Supreme Lord. Whatever He wants us, we are ready to accept. We are His, we belong to Him. And this way we will always be protected, and we will always, Lord will always nicely care for His real devotees. We should not doubt this. Of course we doubt. We don't believe it. But this is because we are not thinking in a universal way. We are thinking, our thinking is very, like if you're grown up in a village and you just never leave this village, then your universe is like this village. So this was one reason when in my early ages I want to go away, so I traveled so much everywhere. Africa, and then I went to the eastern side. This time one could go there with buses to all these eastern countries, and I went to India, and I soaked all these things, you know. There are so many things more, you know. But if you live in this small village, you know, then if you tell them about, you know, maybe Istanbul or any big city outside, they wonder how is this? Something existing outside, but they're so attached to this. They feel a kind of comfortable. Here I am protected in this village. And this is the obstacles why we are not very hard to become conscious, universal conscious. Now you may be conscious of the whole planet or whatever, but the planet is just an insignificant part of the universe. You must open. And this is only one universe. There are millions of universes, billions, unlimited. And we are just living in our small world, you know. I want to earn money to get my small things, you know. Fulfill my desire, and then I will be happy. You will never be happy with this. You will always want more. Anyway, this is, we must make this experience. For many lives we are doing the same thing, and we are not giving up. We think one time I will get what I want. One time I will become like Musk, Elon Musk, I think. When you see his face, he's not happy.
How can he be without Krishna? How can he be happy?
But he can buy everything, whatever he wants, but he is never satisfied. He is exactly even this village consciousness, a person there can be more happy than he. Because you must imagine what is going on in his head. These are like haunted by desire.
In the beginning it was said we should not judge. And
Yeah.
in the material world when we see faults in others, it's mostly like you see we pointed one finger to somebody, but three fingers pointed you.
Yes.
See actually their own fault.
We should always see like this, yeah. If we are materialistic, then we will always find the fault in others. But it's not a good way of living in this material world. Then you become enemy of everyone, you know. You become mad. You see only fault in others, but never in yourself. That's the first thing we have to. We are responsible for this life, what we are living now, based on action and reaction, karma. What I have done, I have to pay for it. Just imagine puja, or those who are killing or raising so many animals just for slaughtering. What they expect from their future. This is laws in this material nature. We are not conscious. For everything we have to pay. You will realize once in 20, 30 years. You have good qualities, but you have to go to see the hell first. You desire to want to know what is there existing in this world? What can I get? We don't want to know Krishna. We don't want to go home back. That's natural. That's the reason why we are here. Yes, ready. Jai Shri Bhujabad. The Leela Bhavishtam Vishupar Paramhamsa Vigajarya Stavta Sri Srimad. Bhakti Rakshakshita Dev Goswami Maharaj. Shri Gurudev Nityananda Vishtam Vishupar Paramhamsa Vigajarya Stavta Sri Srimad. Bhakti Goswami Maharaj Ki Nitai Gopal Hari Hari